Recently, news that a peanut butter factory had produced contaminated peanut butter that left 41 children sick with salmonella hit Weibo. It sounds like something that would happen in China, but this particular case happened in the U.S. And now Chinese Weibo users are talking about American food safety. According to the Associated Press, the FDA halted operation of the country's largest organic peanut butter processor. The FDA went further and suspended the company's registration, preventing it from producing or distributing any of its foods. Now, although cases of salmonella poisoning are not that rare, it seems many Weibo users were still surprised that the biggest American peanut butter manufacturer would have such food safety problems. And here's what some of them had to say about it.
Wow, peanut butter is very important to Americans. How could it have gone wrong? I guess we can console ourselves knowing that they have food safety problems even in America. I think it's really difficult to produce organic products in the same way that we make regular products. Problems are bound to happen.
People still make mistakes, and the relative high standards of American food safety wasn't created overnight. Now, it took a lot of crackdowns and fines over decades to make producers adhere to the rules. And the majority of Weibo commenters were impressed at the swiftness and severity of the FDA's actions. Let's take a look at some comments.
That's right, close it down. That's what we need to tackle our food problems. We need the FDA. Why are the famous brands the ones that constantly get into trouble? You see, in the U.S., the government will step in as soon as some people get sick, while in China, people need to die before the government will take things seriously.
China is, of course, still struggling with its own food safety problems. The most infamous case is probably the Sanlu melamine scandal, where toddlers who drank the milk were afflicted with kidney failure and liver damage. Now, this year, one of China's largest dairy producers, Mengniu, was accused of having sold spoiled milk, and that some Mengniu milk dealers had changed the expiration date on the milk cartons. Now, besides dairy products, there are also cases of toxic rice, poisonous sausage, toxic food coloring, excessive use of clenbuterol in pork, which is a chemical that helps make pigs leaner, and the ever-present danger of gutter oil, processed oil from boiling grease from gutters and garbage mounds. Ugh, I feel sick just describing it. Now, most Weibo users feel that the reason why China seems to be having as much luck battling unsafe foods as America's having with the war on drugs is because the government, for whatever reason, do not enforce the rules in a way that is effective. Now, often, the Chinese food safety authorities will make a decree, but they have no way to make sure the food producers are following the rules. And often, as with the case of China's dairy producers, the penalty for violation is but a slap on the wrist and maybe a scolding. So it's no wonder that some Weibo users will make comments such as these.
Such a big company. It still had to stop production. That won't happen in China. Just look at what Mengniu and Yili have done. They weren't even punished for selling expired milk. Come to China. I can tell you the China Quality Inspection Bureau would never close you down.
Now, honestly, living in China, it's not the big companies that I'm worried about. Now, sure, many of them have shoddy reputations as of late, but at least they are being investigated. Now, what I'm really afraid of are the small food producers that operate under the radar, yet that look to maximize profit through corner cutting, that do not have the capital to operate within food safety standards, and yet have their items stocked on supermarket shelves. Pretty scary.